Have you ever found yourself spiraling, all those thoughts, all those what ifs and doubts and woulda, coulda, shouldas? If you feel you're stuck or you're stalled or you're spiraling, don't overthink it. Action means traction. The moment you make decisions and stick to things, things start to happen. This video is a response to chapter 11 of my book, The Certain Way. It's about not daydreaming. It's about not castle building. I've been really guilty of this in the past. I remember one particular time I got myself onto a TV show. And for people in the UK, it was on the One Show. They were doing this thing about male and female minds, the way your mind works. We spent a couple of days in this sort of outward bound kind of place. And they had chosen people very carefully. And I'm a children's author, illustrator, so I thought I'm this kind of sensitive guy, you know. And so on the morning we started, they put us into T-shirts, and there were the blue T-shirts and the pink T-shirts. And so obviously you think, well, the girls get the pink T-shirts, but no, they gave this one guy a pink T-shirt, and he was a nurse. And he was a very sensitive guy and really helpful. And it turned out it was all to do with the way your fingers are, your middle finger, and the length of how it went was how much testosterone had been in the womb while you were growing and before you were born. And so some women have quite kind of masculine kind of tendencies. They like to do sort of traditionally thought of male kind of things, and some men are much more gentle and do kind of more traditionally female kind of things, and it's the way their brains work. And we did about 6 tests over a couple of days, and it really sorted us out into this kind of male kind of mind and female mind. One thing I particularly remember was it was a driving test, and they told us every time you see like a red flag, you turn right or something. And they made this course so that when you came up onto this bed, you just saw, I think it was an old railway line, and all you saw was this line. So it was like, vroom, off you went. And suddenly I think I passed about 3 red flags. And of course, all the people wearing the blue T-shirts, off they went, because they saw this target in the distance, and off they went. Whereas all the people wearing pink T-shirts went, oh, look, a nice little red flag, I'll turn here, and did what they had been told. And all this really quite affected me. And on the first day, I thought, I'm just this, really nice guy or whatever. And then one of our contributors turned up, and he was a local guy, and so he hadn't stayed over the night before. And I saw him, and I thought, oh, right, I'll go and say hello. and they filmed it, and they showed it to me. And so the producers said, it was just amazing. They said it was like watching 2 silverback gorillas, and that we were the 2 alpha males, and just sort of sizing up, shaking head, hi, how are you, because I was there already, so I was protecting my harem of women. And so I kind of learned a lot about that in these 2 very intensive days. And I discovered that I was much more of a kind of an alpha male than I'd ever thought of, and that I was a bloke. That's what I discovered. And I remember on the way home, I was driving along, I think, there must be other people like me, and who are sat at home, not quite sure who they are. And I developed this whole idea for blokes, and we would meet in pubs, and there'd be a website, and you could know where to go on a Thursday, 6 o'clock, go and sort of meet blokes, and you could be able to sit and chat about, the drill that you just bought, or your job, or whatever, or having a hard time at home, or whatever. And it just seemed like a really good idea for people to admit that they were blokes, and just to come out and sort of learn some of the softer sort of feminine qualities to sort of bring them into society a bit more. I suppose that was the idea. And I planned the whole thing in my head as I was driving home, and it was amazing. and so I got this thing in my head. I built it up from a local community in the local pub to, county-wide and then country-wide and then worldwide. And I built this whole fantastic thing in my head. And the next morning it was, yeah. That was a good idea. I did actually start a website, built it, and did about 3 posts, and then I moved on. And it was a good idea, I think. And someone, the right person, could have done something with it, but I just didn't quite have it. And I did take action. I made a website. But if I had continued with certainty and with gratitude to this idea and to giving value to people, I think it could have turned into something. And when I think back, so many times I've had brilliant ideas. I have a particular kind of imagination that I can build a business in my head. I can become a millionaire in my head. And okay, done that. What's next? At some point, you have to kind of make that decision. Okay, this is the thing that I want. And when you really want something, let me move into the middle. When you really want something, you need to get it really clear in your head what it is that you want. And then to stop daydreaming, you have to say, this is what I want, and now I'm going to do something about it. And in a previous video, I was saying about how, this is where you are now, and everything that you've done before has brought you to this point. And if you don't do anything different, then tomorrow, you're going to be the same, and it's going to keep going like that. So if you now make that decision and you do something, and then you start doing something today, now, this moment, tomorrow is going to be different. And it might just be incremental, but all those little incremental things, they build. And the more you have decided this is what I want, and you keep your mind focused and clear certainty, and you move forward with certainty and gratitude, and this is what you want. You're sending out signals. And I think this is where it all gets a bit mixed up, this manifestation business everybody's into. They think that you just keep saying, I want to do this, and I'm putting it out into the universe. You are putting it out. Just by making that decision, you are putting it out into the universe, into the formless stuff from which all these things come originally. You're putting it out into nature, which itself just wants to have more life, and it wants you to have more life, and you are a co-creator with nature. You are building the universe with nature, and nature wants to help you do that. So when you decide this is what I want, and if you can have that certainty and gratitude that it is coming to you, things start happening. And you can think of this psychologically, that once you've decided on something, you start seeing opportunities that you just didn't see before. They were probably there before, but you never saw them before. But once you've focused your mind, you start seeing all the opportunities that are around you. And the more you see opportunities, the more you take up opportunities, the more that come along. You meet new people, you read new articles, you see new TV programs or stuff on YouTube, whatever, and the information comes in and tells you where to go and how to set things up to be able to receive the thing that is already on its way to you. And that's the hardest part, I think, is to believe that once you've made the decision, the thing you want is already on its way to you, and you're moving forwards to it. So it's not, oh, this is what I want, and I'm putting it out to the universe, and it comes to you. It's that you are going towards each other. If you start fading and you don't quite sort of believe it, and you haven't quite got the certainty and quite sort of got the gratitude, well, it gets a bit fuzzy on this side, and it all starts fading back again. Then you have to rebuild yourself to was that the right way around? Anyway, and you have to kind of rebuild your certainty. But it doesn't matter. if you do start fading a bit, you can come back. It's not a one-way trip. You can always come back onto the path and bring this thing towards you. And once you begin to learn that, you're kind of giving, but you're also receiving. And you're bringing these kind of two forces together, yourself and the formless stuff and whatever is going on out there, the mystery of it. But it's not a magic trick like manifestation people keep telling you it is. It's not Amazon. It's not going to appear on your doorstep tomorrow. You have to do something about it. You have to, if it's not Amazon, then you got to go to the store. You got to go and actually buy it. You got to make sure you got the money to buy it. And you do that by providing something. So it's all about working with people. And I'm terrible at working with people, but I know that that's what you have to do, right? So, and I think a lot of content creators, I hate that phrase, a lot of creative people, they're not that good at working with people. They like to be on their own, just doing stuff and creating. But you have to actually get out there and deal with people, because that's how things come to you. Other people have invented whatever it is, a camera, a paintbrush or something, whatever it is that you want, and they bring it to you somehow through a shop or through Amazon, whatever. But you have to be able to receive it, and that means having the means to buy it, or something that you trade or whatever. You have to come together somehow. To get your bit, then you need to provide something that people want, provide more in value than you actually charge in payment, and they will give you the means in money or kind or whatever to be able then to trade on to get that thing that you want. You have to make a decision what you want, but then you have to take action. You have to get a job, or you have to sell something, or you have to create something, whatever it is. But you've got to do something. There's a tricky part in chapter 11, I find, because Wallace Wattles, I think a lot of what he was talking about was people setting up in business, and this was written in 1910. And now a lot of people are self-employed. But what if you are employed? What if you're in a job you don't really kind of like it, and you don't really want it? It's just so easy to keep going on doing the same old job. And the more you do that, the more frustrated you get, and you can't be bothered to really work too hard. If you want the better job, not everybody does, of course. Some people are quite happy just going along. They can never make that decision. But if you want a better job, if you want to move on up, and you want to stay as an employee, not everybody wants to be self-employed. It's hard work, I know. Then you have to put everything into what you have where you are now. Put everything into the job. The chances are that your boss will go, oh, great, we're getting a lot of work out of them, and might not reward you. But you're getting yourself into the frame of mind of the good worker, the person who is giving more value to your boss than they are paying you, because that's what they want. And if you just keep giving more value, a good employer will notice and go, oh, maybe you need a raise, maybe you need to go up the ladder and get a raise that way. And if they don't, then in the meantime, your mind is set on this job that you want, that where you want to go to. Your mind is set on that, and you will start getting focused on that idea, and you will start to see, oh, if I was to move to that company and if a job came up there, then that's the one that I want. And then you might realize, but I haven't got that qualification. So if I went and did a year here, that would then take me there. So you will begin to see pathways. Once you make the decision that that is what you want, the pathways will become clear to you. But you must approach that decision with certainty and clarity. This is what I want, and that's where I'm going. And then the pathways will appear as you create the channels that allow you to move into that position. If you're still watching, thanks for giving me all your attention. Those adverts down the side, They are screaming out for your attention, and you have managed to avoid them so far. So thank you so much for that. Your attention is one of the most valuable things in the world, which is why YouTube and Instagram and TikTok are so keen to have it. So thank you for giving me yours this far. And if you are still watching, go and get yourself a copy of The Certain Way. For one thing, it's how I earn my living, but that allows me to keep making these videos, to keep trying to help you, to help other people, particularly sort of creative people, I think, who are in a real mess at the moment. Not quite sure what to do with AI and everything. Click down there and make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Go to my website, thecertainway.uk, and sign up for the newsletter. I think deep in your heart you know what decision it is you should be making. You're probably faffing about with lots of, shoulda, woulda, coulda, maybes. Make a decision. Stick to it. Clarity, purpose, and gratitude to nature, the universe, the world, and all the forces that are going to bring you a much better, wonderful future, the one that you can envisage and the one that you want. Make a decision. Go for it. Stick to it. It will happen. Make a decision to subscribe right now, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.